Is in the book of Romans, chapter 11. We're going to start reading in verse 19 and go down to verse 22. It says this, "Then you will say, branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. That is true. They were broken off because of their unbelief, but you stand fast through faith. So do not become proud, but stand in awe. For if God did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. Note then the kindness and the severity of God. Severity toward those who have fallen, but God's kindness to you, provided you continue in his kindness." So that's a difficult passage because we think, well, if I'm not minding my P's and Q's and doing everything right, then God's going to cut me off. It's just going to cut me right off, and I'm no longer going to be a part of this great plan of God. I'm going to lose my salvation. Well, this passage doesn't talk about individuals losing salvation or gaining salvation. So this is one of those passages where it really is important to ask those who, what, when, why, and where questions. So you want to ask the who question first. Who is writing this? Well, Paul is writing this. Well, who is he writing it to? And so in verse 13, he's very clear. Now I am speaking to you Gentiles. So he's speaking to a group of people, not individuals. So this whole section of Scripture, as a matter of fact, Romans 9, 10, 11, and even into 12, where he talks about the body, he is talking to Jews and Gentiles. So he's talking about how this plan of salvation unfolded through the Jew, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Judah, all the way down to Jesus. He's the seed, the promised son who would come and bring salvation to the world. Jesus did that through his death, burial, and resurrection. That salvation is available to anyone who will call upon the name of the Lord, whether Jew or Gentile. So this is universal in scope, in appeal, in application.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Call Halim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash, and double honor to the elders and apostles, the men of great millstone, and to the rest of them brethren on down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Shalom, Bayatah Dawada, and to the Akim and Akwab that's out there repenting, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also to the speckled bird of our people that's among the other nations whose fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Yasha Allah. Shalom to you, Mashmakah. Shakarab coming at you with a continuation, right? You know how I do it, right? So here we got. Now I wanted this to get punch this up, and I got this off the brother, the elder brother, not the Zakbar channel, and I wanted to punch this up because you saw the clip in the beginning. And then what the Edomites say, and it's been universal. And that's what this weirdo right here got it from. You see her in the left corner right here. See, that's where you got it from. They don't get it. You heard the heathen say who Paul was talking to we're talking to individual people. He's talking to a group of people. So who was those group of people he was talking to? Israelites that was born in foreign lands. See? Because when you actually go into it, when you go into that Matthew, the 10th chapter, and it speaks about when Mashiach made that commission, it ain't no first commission and it ain't no second commission. And I said that once before, going into a lesson that I did in past times, was concerning that you had the first commission, which is listed in Matthew the 10th chapter when he says, go not into the Gentiles, but go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's the first commission when he dispatched those 12 and those apostles who he deemed apostles, those disciples who he deemed apostles for them to go out and speak to the Israelites, right? It's only been a first commission. It ain't no second commission. See? And I just wanted to correct that, saying that it's only one commission. That commission that Yahweh Shah sanctioned the disciples who he deemed apostles to speak to is the children of Yasha Allah. That's that. Ain't no second commission. Because the heathens will say, well, it's a second commission after the resurrection. It ain't no second commission. He told them to go and do the same thing that he told them to do when he was teaching them. See? It ain't no second commission. It's only one commission. And he dispatched them to go to their people. See? When you go to Matthew 28, 19 and 20, that ain't no second commission. That's the first commission. That's what he stipulated. He ain't changed. And that's what these people think. See? A lot of our people, and this broad might not even be our people, man. A lot of these people are fucking through, man. But I ain't gonna run my mouth. I just want to run through these things, and I just want to lay it all out so you will know that this what you see at the bottom right here, what you see in this chart at the top, natural branches equals Yasha'Allah, and then it says some of the branches have been broken out through unbelief. That's talking about our people. That unbelief of worshiping. And I'm going to go through these scriptures. I just want to go through them because I ain't really get to go through all of them like I wanted to on the highways and hedges. But hey, we're going to go through it now, right? And then it says Abraham's seed. Then you come down and it says, but the wild branches equal Gentiles. You see that? This is what they don't understand. It ain't no heathens. And then you see what the bottom it says in the red. Christianity Gentiles. Nope, you're wrong, you're fucking wrong, man. See, this ain't no universal, ain't no all being grafted. It's Israelites being grafted back into their own idolatry. And let's get it real quick. And I'm going to hold this image up because I want it as a thumbnail. But let's get it. Let's just run through these things real quick, right? Once again, Romans 11. And any of our people that don't know this, listen the fuck up. If you got that old pagan building spirit in you, Slakia. If you got that pagan building spirit in you, and you think, oh, yes, you know, it's about all people, well, listen up and let's see if it's about all people. And then you heard the little devil say, yes, it's Romans 9, Romans 10, and Romans 11, and even Romans 12, where it speaks about the... They don't get it, man. Nowhere in Romans, the 11th chapter, is talking about any heathens. The 10th chapter, not talking about the heathens. The 9th chapter ain't talking about no heathens. See? It's talking about you Israelites. But let's get it. Romans 11 and 16. I'm just going to read through, and I'm going to end it off. Romans 11 and 16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, who is this wild olive tree right here? Now, I'm going to punch this up again. Because I went into and said the wild olive branch, which is in Isaiah. I read that, and it says those useless ones. And I'm going to get those scriptures to understand, going to that too, right? But let's get this one in Romans 11 and 17, where it says the wild olive tree, right? The wild olive tree, when you click onto that wild olive tree, and it says what? Of or belonging to the Olester or wild olive. The Olester wild olive tree. See? It says belonging to the Olester or wild olive tree. Now, first, before I do that, I want to punch up that word, right? I want to punch up that word. Olester. Because it says, or belonging to the Olester, pertaining to this wild olive tree. So it said Olester, belonging to Olester. And I'm going to punch it up. Let's see what it says for Olester. Right? Olester or Oleaster or whatever it says. Now, it says Olester or Oleaster. It says signifying a plant like an olive, but less valuable. It says may be applied to. That's matter of fact. Let me just get some more right quick. Slakia. Let me see real quick. Belonging to, right? And it says Oleaster. Let's see how they say it. Oh, what?
Oleaster.
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 Oleaster. It says any of various small trees or shrubs of the family. And it says having olive-like fruit and silvery or brown scales on the stem and leaves, especially one of the genus, meaning of that particular family, same. And it says what? It says the wild olive tree, Ole Europea or whatever it says. It says any species of a genus, meaning family, a germ, a gene. The small silvery berries of the common species. Basically, what it's saying is of the same thing. See? So going back to the text, basically that's all it's saying. Of the same gene. So it says, going back to the text, it says for this word, Grilias or some shit.
Strong's G65, Agrielias. Agrielias.
You heard it. And it says of or belonging to the oleaster or wild olive tree, meaning belonging to it. It's of the same family. It's of the same stock, not somebody else. It's of the same stock. But let's continue, right? And it says, if Romans 11:17, if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, who was a wild olive tree? Those that of the same stock, the same people, were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree. Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. Who? Those wild olive trees, those that the Most High scattered, you can be brought back into the fold. This is why Yahweh Shah sent the disciples and said, go unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Don't go into the Gentiles, or any empty city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yasha Allah, those that were scattered off. First, deal with those that's in your house, and then you go to those that's outside of your house, meaning those that's in other lands, man. See? Bid them back to the marriage. See? This is what it's talking about. Not no all people, man. Verse 20, Romans 11:20. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off. And thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. For if Yahweh spare not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Verse 22. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of Yahweh on them which fail, severity. But towards thee goodness. Who? Towards who goodness? Those wild olive branches that he said, what? Bid them back into the marriage. Bid them back into the fold. Tell them return back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. But towards thee goodness, if thou continue in the goodness, otherwise thou shalt be cut off, right? And it says what? Verse 23. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in. For Yahweh is able to graft them in again. Grab who in again? Those wild olive branches that was broken off. The same people, the same stock, the same geno. See? The same people. Verse 24, for if thou were cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more these, which be the natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree. See, it's talking about Israelites, man. Let's move on. It's talking about Israelites. But our people don't get it, though. Why? Because these devils just read that Romans to you 11 and then went inserting their own thing into our stuff instead of going precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. They didn't do this. They didn't have the eyesight to see and to do it. Let's grab this. Jeremiah 11. It started 16 verse 17. Right? Jeremiah 11 is 16. The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of a goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he had kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. What branches are broken? Israelites, right? For the Lord of hosts that planted thee had pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah. That's that branch. That's those branches. See? That's that green olive tree. The Lord, the Israelites from the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, right? And it says what? Which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger, offering incense unto Baal. Now, what is he talking about when he said that? See? When we start off worshiping idols, that was us that was those wild olive branches or wild grapes being broken off, being separated. See? This is what it's talking about. Let's get the quick precept real quick. We can go to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, right? And now, but I might jump in part, but I might just run through it, just read straight through it, right? Now, it says Yasharallah captivity. Why Yasharallah fell? What it says, they that fell with severity. What it say right here in verse 7? the title goes in and says, why Yasharallah fell. Well, who? Fell away from the Most High and went into captivity. See? See? To them, severity to them that fell away, that fell. See? And what it says, 2 Kings 17:6. And in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria, the northern kingdom area, and carried Yasharallah away to Assyria, and placed him in Halah, and in the harbor by the river of Gozan, and in the city of the Medes. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord Yahweh their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, worshiping idols, and walked in the statutes of the heathen. What? And what walked in the statutes of the heathen? This is when we became those wild olives, when we start walking in the statutes and the ways of these heathens, worshiping the idols, practicing all their customs that go along with worshiping those idols. See? And your ass to this very day, you still like a wild olive branch to the Most High. Because what you doing? You run around following the customs of the heathen right now and run around to bow down to Cesare Borgia. See? And what it says, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel and the king of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their power, and built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And what? And there they burned incense in all the high places, and did what? As did the heathen whom the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke Yahweh to anger. For they serve idols. What we do? We serve idols. Wherefore they serve idols, whereof the Lord Yahweh has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. You see that? See? This is what it's talking. This is when we became those wild olives, and this is when we was broke off. When we went into captivity, this when you was broke off. When you was separated from the wild olive tree, from the natural olive tree. The olive tree is our land. When we were serving the Most High. When we became wild olive branches or wild olive trees, wild grapes, this us going away from the Most High. And when he did that, he broke those branches off and you went into captivity. See? It ain't got nothing to do with no heathens. See? Nothing to do with heathens, man. But let's continue though. I'm going to jump down. And it's verse 15. And it says what? And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimony which he testified against them, and they followed vanity, and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom Yahweh had charged them, that they should not do like them. And they left off the commandments of Yahweh, their power, their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worship all the hosts of heaven, and served Baal. You see, that's what we did. Went off, man. Went off. This is when we became the wild olive branches, the wild olive grapes, and all that. Let's just get it. Isaiah 5 and verse 7. We ain't got time to be playing with these people, man. We ain't got time to be playing with them at all, right? Let's go read this Isaiah again. Isaiah 5 and 1. Now will I sing to my beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. Talking about our land. That Most High said you're going to get a land filled with milk and honey, meaning everything, the land was going to provide you everything, right? And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with a choice vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes, meaning those useless grapes. You was useless to the Most High. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. What could I have been? Could I have been more to my vineyard? Slakia, what could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes, meaning those useless grapes. And now, go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof. Meaning what? He ain't going to protect us when he's sending enemies against us to come against us and scatter your ass. And it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of Yahweh of hosts is the house of Yasharallah, the northern kingdom, and the men of Judah, Yahweh, the southern kingdom, his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression. For righteousness, but behold a cry. You see this? This is what it's talking about. It's talking about Israelites. We are the natural olive tree, and we are that wild olive tree. We are those natural grapes, and we are those wild grapes. It's talking about us. It ain't talking about no heathens, man. Let's go here. Isaiah 27. And I'm going to jump down to verse 10. And it says what? Yet the defense city shall be desolate, and the habitation. Let me see. Hold on, Slakia. Yeah, I'll read that. And it says, yet the defense city shall be desolate, and the habitation forsaken, and left like a wilderness. There shall the calf feed, and there shall he lie down and consume the branches thereof. What it says, the branches thereof. When the Most High said, hey, when Mashiach said by the beast, the flock got scattered and the beast devoured them. See, it's talking about when the enemies warred against us and scattered us and they took your ass into captivity and devoured you. See? What you think these Edomites did to us now? They devoured us. That's why people run around talking about black and you got them dolphins walking up to you talking about, yeah, I don't know nothing about no slavery, no what, what, and you're racist or what? That's why you niggas are through. But let me continue. Isaiah 27:11. When the boughs, branches thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. Wait, what it says when the branches are withered, meaning when we fell away from the Most High, you're going to be broken off. You're going into captivity. You're going to be scattered. And it says what? When the branches thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The woman come and set them on fire. Why? Because you're useless. You ain't good for nothing. Burn that damn wood. Burn that tree. Cut that thing down. Scatter it. And it says what? And set them on fire. For it is a people of no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. Why? We going into captivity. See? The wrath of Yahweh was going to be released on us. See? Because why? We really repent. We turned away from our power. We started becoming, you became that wild olive tree with those wild grapes. Bowing down and worshiping idols and stuff. That's how that happened. Let's get it. Jeremiah 24, verse 2-8, right? And it says, one basket hath very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe. And the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. Then said Yahweh unto me, what seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, figs, the good figs, very good, and the evil, very evil, that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. Then what? What'd he say? And again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, thus said Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the power of Yasharallah, like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captives of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldeans for their good. For I will set my eye upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pluck them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up, and I will give them an heart to know me, that I am Yahweh, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. For they shall return unto me with their whole heart. And that's what we're doing right now. This history repeat itself. We went off in the times past. The Most High brought us back. Now we went off this time in this final captivity. And guess what? The Most High is calling you back to him now. And the elect is going to be saved that come back to him. And the rest of your ass going to be discarded. You're going to be burnt just like I'm about to read. It says what? Verse 8. Jeremiah 24:8. And as the evil figs, which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Surely, thus said Yahweh, so will I give Zedekiah. And what happened to Zedekiah? Him and his sons. He got his ass locked up, got his eyes put out, he got his ass killed. See? And his sons too. Went into captivity and was through. See? So the Most High go do these evil figs, these wild grapes the same way now with our people that don't want to repent and turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He gonna do the same thing. The same thing to you. See? Let's go here. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Right quick. Wisdom of Solomon. And I'm gonna grab chapter 4 and verse 4. Right? Let's grab it. Let's get it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 4. And it says what? You know what? Let me see. Yeah, I start there. 4 and 4. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not fast, meaning what? Not standing steadfast with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, they shall be shaken with the wind, and through the force of the winds they shall be rooted out. The imperfect branches shall be broken off. What? Those wild branches, those wild olives that you're going to be broken off. What? Their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat. Yea, meant for nothing. Meaning what? You was good for nothing when it said that wild olive tree. You was good for nothing. Because why? You wasn't fulfilling your purpose that Yahweh had us that had us to do. See? You became unprofitable to him. You became unbeneficial to him. So he said, okay, you don't want to serve me? Your power, the only power? Okay, get out of the land. I'm finna have these devils come, these damn demons and these devils come kill you, take your ass into captivity and screw you over big time. And you gonna be crying unto me, and then I'm gonna help you when I feel like helping you, but you gotta go through your punishment. See? That's the problem with our people. You don't get it. You don't get it. And we grab one scripture and we finna go through, we going through all of them just to show you who this is, who this talking about in Romans 11. See? Romans 11 down from 16 down to 24. I'm letting you know. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is letting you know who it's talking about. It's only talking about you Israelites. It ain't talking about no other people. See? But let me read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 5. The imperfect branches shall be broken off. Who was those imperfect branches? That wild olive tree, Israelites, that was bound down worshiping idols. Those wild grapes that went astray from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat. Yea, meant for nothing. Meaning what? Good for nothing. See? Good for motherfucking nothing. Let's get this one. Let's go here. Let's go to Psalms right quick. Psalms. Boy, I tell you. And these heathens, boy, they be trying, boy, they be begging and pleading. You people, you ain't gonna screw over the Lord's people and think that this thing is going to be extended to you. You people got punishment to go through. Psalms 80. And we ain't dealing with no jakes that's running like that damn dope-fiend nigga that came walking up to me talking about, oh, you a racist? You goddamn right I'm a racist. Yeah, I care for my people. Racists ain't the type of shit that they think. We ain't had no power to afflict the people because they not us. We ain't had no problem to do that. Being racist meaning you caring for your own people, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We're not racist in the point of that we was persecuting the people that wasn't us because they wasn't us. That's the shit the Edomites did. And that's the racists that these people got in their mind. See? We ain't had no authority. We ain't been in no power seat to afflict and oppress somebody that wasn't us because they wasn't us. See? These people don't know shit, man. But let's grab this. Psalms 80 at verse 8. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. What? That vine? That same vine. That was talking about what pursuant to Romans 11 chapter. This is what it's talking about. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt. Thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it. Thou preparest room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. When we came into our land and we multiplied, it became a great multitude in our land. See, The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs, meaning what? Branches thereof were like the good cedars. She sent out her boughs branches unto the sea, and her branches unto the river, meaning we covered our land. Why hast thou then broken down her hedge, so that all they which passed by the way did pluck her? The boar out of the wood did waste it, and the wild beasts of the field do devour it. Return, what it says, the wild beasts of the field do devour it. Return, we beseech thee, O power of hosts. Look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine, and the vineyard. What? And the vineyard, which thy right hand had planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself. It is burned with fire. Why was it burned with fire? Why was that tree chopped down? It was burned with fire because it was good for nothing. It became a wild olive tree. It became wild grapes, wild olives. Good for nothing. You couldn't eat them. You couldn't do nothing with them. It was good for nothing. See? And so we had to go into captivity. Right? It is cut down. They perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. You see? And that's what happened. We went into captivity. Most of our people that was cut down, what do you say? Some is going to go perish by the sword, some are going by famine, and some is going into captivity. Period. And that's what it was, man. See? Let's get this one. Ezekiel. See? You was good for nothing. You ain't want to serve the Most High, and that was that. Ezekiel 15 and start at verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, what is this vine tree more than any tree, or than a branch which is among the trees of the forest? Shall the wood be taken thereof to do any work, or will men take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereon? Behold, it is cast into the fire for fuel. The fire devoured both ends of it, and the midst of it is burned. It is meant for any work, meaning it ain't good for nothing. Behold, when it was whole, it was meat for no work. How much less shall it be meat yet for any work when the fire had devoured it? And it is burned. It ain't good for nothing. If a fire burn the wood, what you gonna do with that wood? You ain't gonna do nothing. It's done. See? Therefore, thus said Yahweh power, as the vine tree among the trees of the forest, which I have given to the fire for fuel, so will I give the inhabitants of Jerusalem. See that? Because we wasn't no good, man. We had to go into captivity. Had to go through our punishment. Why? Because you wasn't good. You wasn't fulfilling your purpose to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. See? By worshiping him and only him. You chose to serve idols, worship vain, empty things that don't have nothing, can't do nothing, can't see nothing, can't help, can't hear, can't help nothing. Man. Verse 7, Ezekiel 15 and 7. And I will set my face against them. They shall go out from one fire, and another fire shall devour them. What? One end of the fire shall be burned upon this wood. The other end of the fire shall burn upon that wood. And then guess what? You're going to be consumed in the middle. You're going to become no good for nothing. And what it says, and another fire shall devour them. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I set my face against them. Verse 8. And I will make the land desolate, because they have committed a trespass against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. And what was that trespass? Us worshiping idols. Period, point blank. Let's grab another one. Just a few more and I'm going to end it off. Joel 1 and verse 6. Joel 1 and verse 6. For a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion. And he had the cheek teeth of a great lion. He had laid my vineyard waste and barked my fig tree. He had made it clean and bare and cast it away. The branches thereof are made white. What did he do? Meaning what? Scattered us out of our land. See, our land was considered as the olive tree. And we are the branches and the olives that is on those branches. But what did he do? The olive tree got broke off and it scattered out. What was we do? Who was on the branches? What did Yahweh Shai say? For my father is the husbandman, and I am the vine, and ye are the branches. See? We got scattered out. This is what it's talking about in Romans 11:16-24, man. It's talking about us, not no heathens. Period. See? Let's go grab this other one. Nahum. Nahum chapter 2 and verse 2. Straight to the point. You know what I start at let's start at verse 1. He that dashes in pieces is come up before thy face. Keep the munitions, wash the way, make thy loins strong, fortify thy power mightily. Verse 2. For the Lord had turned away the excellency of Jacob, meaning the southern kingdom, as the excellency of Yasharallah, the northern kingdom. For the emptiers have emptied them out and marred their vine branches. Well, what happened? You went into captivity. They came, warred against our people, killed us in our land, and those that wasn't killed, the remnant, hey, you went into captivity. See? Therefore, the vine branches have been destroyed, has been marred. See? And who came in and emptied out the Judah and the northern kingdom? Who did it? Who first did it? Let's get it. Jeremiah 50:17. Jeremiah 50:17. This who emptied out and marred the vine branches. And then when you fast forward to 70 AD, the Edomites came and marred those vine branches, those southern branches that was in there. See? Did the same thing and scattered joy, did the same thing to you now. And this is what you have. You have us through. Walk around finished. But guess what? The Most High is working the work. He is waking up his people and getting us to repent. And he will do what? That choice vine is returning back unto him. And the rest, you going into the fire. See? Because you're good for nothing. Jeremiah 50:17. Yasharallah is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First, the king of Assyria had devoured him. What? Had devoured him, meaning marred him, destroyed him. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had broken his bones, marred you, devoured you. You see that? Let's get this last one. Jeremiah 2. And we're going to start at verse 15. Right? It says, the young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. What? What was those young lions that roared upon it? I just read it. The northern kingdom went into captivity, and then the southern kingdom went into captivity. Those lions, who? The king of Assyria and the king of Babylon came and devoured us. And when you fast forward now to the future of 70 AD, and now, what happened? How we wind up coming up out of our land? Because the damn devils came against you. They roared against you. They yelled against you, and your land became waste once again. See? And now we seeing heathens trotting down our land talking about they us. Bullshit. But what is continue again? Jeremiah 2:15. The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitants. Also, the children of Noph and Tephanes have broken the crown of thy head. Hast thou not procured this unto thyself? In that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy power when he led thee by the way. And now, what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt to drink the waters of Sahor? Or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria to drink the waters of the river? Thy own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Now know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy power, and that my fear is not in thee, said Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, power of hosts. Verse 20. For of old time have I broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou sayest, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot. Yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? And that strange vine meaning what? A wild vine unto me. How do we do it? We turn into a wild vine. Why? Because we start worshiping idols, man. That's how. So bottom line, I'm going to end it off there. This is the wild olive tree, the Israelites. And the natural olive tree is Israelites. Who is those wild grapes? Israelites. Who is those natural grapes? The Israelites. Period, point blank. Giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom Yasharallah.